Hey guys, it's DanRobzProbz here, and welcome back to a little showcase here of Project DRP, as I keep calling it. I think I'm going to have to call this little add-on thing I'm making here some sort of automation name, maybe Craft Factory or something? I don't know. Anyway, if you got any suggestions, let me know in the comments section. But my god, I wanted to show you this today because I've been working on this over the weekend. And I've impressed myself, guys. Once again, I keep adding more cool stuff, and it's like, oh, it's so good. And I have to share this with you guys. And I just wanted to mention here that I am tempted to actually put this on the marketplace. But obviously, you guys know that this uses experimental features. On the marketplace, you can't actually use experimental features. So we've got to wait until we get a certain update. And now, from my sources, I think 1.16 might have this feature. I'm not 100% sure, but I can't tell you too much where I found this out, but I think it is coming out. So fingers crossed, when 1.16 comes out, I need to update everything, all the code, and make sure it all works, and maybe I can get this on the store, because honestly, guys, it deserves it. It's just so cool, and I hope that you guys don't mind that. Now, this is solely for PlayStation 4 players and Switch players, because I don't think they've actually got a way of getting maps or any like add-ons, cool add-ons and stuff on their actual consoles, unfortunately. Because we're, you know, on mobile it's fine, on PC and Xbox is fine, because obviously we've got realms and stuff, but I don't think PS4's got realms. But anyway, enough yabbering on. I don't really know yet. I'm still thinking about it. I don't really know, okay? 100%. So before you ask, when is this coming out? I don't know. After 1.16 comes out, because of that, the experimental features thing, but mainly as well because of all the new items and blocks and the nether. That's probably more of the reason why, I would say. But anyway, let's show you what I've been up to, because this is very cool, guys. I'm not gonna lie. And here we go. So I got a chest here, and I got myself a compass. Now, I never use compass, or like to use a compass anyway. I never actually craft one in Minecraft. In my eyes, they're kind of pointless. They tell you where spawn is or something, right? Is that what it does? I don't know. But anyway, I thought, wouldn't it be cool if whenever you hold this, it tells you what biome you're in. And look, little particles come out like a little witch. And whenever you run around, you're going to see, it's going to say different biomes. Yes, I've set all these up. So we've got a desert, we've got a mesa, we've got a jungle here represented by some strict jungle planks or logs or whatever. We got a swamp, we got a icy biome here. I think I chose ice spikes. We got a nether biome, and yes, these are real. And we've got a end biome. Look at the sky when I go in here. It is going to change because that is actually a end biome. So this compass, whenever it's in your hand, will actually detect what biomes you're in. Now this is really cool as it's health or whatever. I mean, if it is that cool and you guys like this that much, I could make a separate add-on for this, just to have this in your world. So if you are playing on Skyblock and it's got different biomes on it, you can actually find out with this holding this compass, which is really cool. In a normal survival world, it's kind of pointless because you can see, unless you kind of quarry it all out. But yes, that's pretty cool in itself. But why have I done this? What's the point? Now the point of this is because I've actually made something called drills. Okay, and I'm going to take this as well. I've got another entity here called a transporter. Now what drills do is actually drill up resources for you in certain biomes. It's a bit weird because they kind of come out of nowhere, but I've done all these textures myself. I think it looks pretty cool. It's like a little chip there, but you just saw I got myself a ink sack. Now I am actually in a mesa biome, so it's going to do a loot table of the mesa biome. So if I go into the desert biome here, it's going to start drilling up desert loot table, basically, and so on. So I'm going to fill out all these, and we're going to let this work with the conveyor belts here. And by the way, if you've never heard of this before, I'll have a little iCard right up in the top right corner so you can see the progress of this, if you know what I mean. But yeah, as you can see, we're getting iron here. We're getting, what's that, gold, or is it copper? Because DRP has added some new things. It's copper, isn't it? Have we got a ruby shard here? Yes, I've been adding some custom little items here to kind of spice this up a bit. But yeah, I shall be back in a second. Okay, so I filled all these in, as you can see, and we got some little things like the diamond shard going past here. That is from the Better Skyblock little add-on I made. And we got some thing here, which is a bit of slate. Yes, again, I've done all these textures myself, guys. Yeah, maybe I need a bit of work on them. I've kind of done them quite rushly, if that even is a word, just to kind of get a feel for it first of all before I go in depth with this. But you can see, yes, this is all working. We got the conveyor belts just set up here. These are just normal conveyor belts, and all these items are going in here. I will just put all these in here. So as you can see, we've got some different stuff going on here. But there we go. We've got some tin nuggets. Now, if I go in here and I don't know, let's just type in obsidian. You can see how these things are made. Now, the main purpose of this is for the token assembler, if you remember. Do you remember that thing? The purple thing with purple fire coming out of it? Yes, this is all to do with that. So the idea of this whole like add-on pack or whatever is to automate things. That's kind of my main drive here. So as you can see, we're getting items from nowhere. So it's kind of like an automation thing. But I wanted to make everything really, you know, the very basic stage, if that makes sense. So then you have to, you know, like you need 9 of pretty much all of these things to make one, if that even makes sense. But anyways, you can see there's a bit of a slight problem here. Now, some of these items kind of just spit out all around it. So there is one way you can do this. It's just by setting up a load of conveyor belts. But no. DRP's gone out there a bit, and he's actually made something called a transporter. Yes, this little thing uses redstone technology, as you can see. And these items will stop because I'm standing here. I've set that up like that anyway. I did explain that on the last video. But if you rename this drill, oh my god. All of those items that were just there, let's just grab these, because I think that might clog it up, that amount in one go. All of those items from all these that were on the outside are getting instantly teleported here now. So I wouldn't even need these conveyor belts anymore. So I could just set these up. Now, again, it works about a 50 block radius. I've set it up from wherever a drill is. So it will kind of go around it. It might need a bit of tweaking there, but you can actually place these right next to it. So for example, if I put this one right here and call this one a drill as well, there we go. You'll see that I just got a tiny coal chunk there, but that was actually from the jungle loot. Because it's closer to it, it works like that, which is really, really, really cool. So you could actually set this up to, you know, filter things basically, which is really cool. I am subject to change this being renamed like drill and things like that. I think it'll be probably better if I just do it with tags, but I wanted to give you guys a bit of interaction, if that makes sense. But yes, that is the drill for now. I am still working on it, but overall, I think it works pretty well. And let's just quickly go over what I've actually got in this chest a minute to kind of explain this a bit. So we get shulker shell pieces, and 8 of them, and a nautilus shell will actually give you a shulker shell, okay? And we got loads of other stuff, like coal chunks, you need 9 of them. You got some amber here. Again, I've done all these textures myself. I am subject to change them, but overall, I'm pretty happy with them. I think they're not too bad. But yes, that is pretty much that for now, and I think this is absolutely crazy, and it's all done in biomes. So if you imagine I've got this in an underground kind of world or in a void world, and you need to find all these biomes, you can using this special compass. And obviously the never end, you have to get the portals to get there to get these different items. So I think that really works really, really well. So in this back corner over here, I've actually got this like farming plot set up. And if I go into this chest here, I got myself a potato, a diamond hoe, and something called a watering can. Now, when you actually hold this, oh my god, guys, it waters crops for you. So let me just place down these little potatoes here and kind of like run over these and give them a bit of a water. How amazing is this? This removes the whole silly bone mealing thing. You know, once you get one of these watering cans from the token assembler, oh my god, this is another way to automate all this, isn't it? Yes, it's a bit tedious to run around and do, but it's a lot better than doing it for bone meal, because obviously that's going to be a resource. Obviously you could do this other ways. You could get bees eventually, because I've made it so you can get mob eggs and stuff, or you know, you can do the old dispenser fashion way. But I thought this is quite a good way to help with crops. Now this only works with crops. It doesn't work with like saplings or sugarcane or cactus, and it's not using the ticking speed. It's solely just whenever you walk over it, it's kind of watering them. Pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. I quite like that. I'm trying to make as much as I can. That's going to make it a bit more fun and different to automate it. But yeah, that's pretty cool. Next, I want to talk about something else I've done here. Now, I've got a glass kind of dome. Well, I don't know what you want to call that. Some sort of structure here I've made just to show you something. So I'm going to fill this bottom area up with some spikes. Yes, I've actually gone ahead and made some spikes now. So a lot of people like to make mob farms, and a good way of killing them is using magma blocks or, you know, or river flowers or what they're called, river roses, you know. But I've gone ahead and made some special spikes, look. So we've got wooden spikes, we've got iron spikes, we got glass spikes, and we've actually got diamond spikes. Now, I want to show you this. If I place this from up here, it's going to fall and not take any fall damage. So my idea was that if you were going to make something like this, you don't actually have to climb down and place them, if that makes sense. But yes, how does this work? So the entity, whenever they get near it, obviously, they take damage. And that is pretty much it. Now, the special thing about this is that mobs will actually go to attack it. So it technically has life. Now, I've done this to kind of give it a bit of durability. That was the idea. So what I'm going to do is just spam all these different mobs. They're going to try and kill me, but... oh my god. Are you finished having a bit of a boogie there? See, the wooden spikes are not very strong, guys. There we go, he's died, look. Oh, she killed the wooden spikes. If I hover over, the wooden spikes only got 1 attack damage. The glass spike has 3 and more HP. The iron has 5 and 170 HP. And lastly, the diamond, which is the best, has 8 attack and 450 HP. I don't know. I'm going to have to just kind of chuck this on her head, aren't I? Ah, she's finally dead. Now, I've also made it so, yeah, potions will affect these things. Again, I've kind of done this all on purpose just because I want to give them durability. Otherwise, it's just going to be too OP. So you've got to keep an eye on them. You've got to repair them. Now, I want to also show you this. Say, for example, any of these machines you place down or whatever, i.e. the glass one or the wooden one here. And if I go in here, I've got myself a sword. You kill them as the player, you actually get the item back. And I haven't done textures for these. This one might take a bit of time because it has got 90 health. It should be about 9-10 hits. There you go. So I actually got back the spawn egg for it. Again, I need to make textures for these. And there we go. But obviously you saw the witches there, killed them, the zombies or whatever, and they didn't drop the eggs. So I think that's quite a nice feature. But again, how do I get these items? Because if I jump in there, does it hurt me? Yes. I wanted to make it as real. Okay? I know you're probably thinking, what? That's just so stupid, Dan. But don't forget, we've got conveyor belts, okay? So you could actually just put a conveyor belt underneath it to move them. That's one option. You could set up a minecart system underneath it. You could do a variety of things. But once again, let's grab my little transporter and rename it Spike, shall we? And I don't know if I've already got a hopper set up here. So if I just put this one here and call it Spike, that's going to start filling up. It's going to fill up this chest. So you can actually automate it with that as well, which is really cool. So that is the spikes in action. So next we've got the cobblestone miner, okay? Now you've seen this one quite a few times. Again, I'm just going to kind of show you this in action. Just in case you haven't seen this or something. The miner is working away and, you know, the items are going up the conveyor belt and it's going in here. I kind of showed this off last week. But what else have we got here? Oh, the famous transporter again. Yes, it works for the miner as well, guys. If you don't want to have, you know, conveyor belts when you finally get this transporter, because it's very, very powerful, you could set up little things like this. Again, you could just set it up with this, or you could just use conveyor belts. It's entirely up to you. And again, it works with the lumberjack as well, okay? So let me just show you this. And I've kind of tweaked the lumberjack a little bit. So I've put this like this on purpose just to show you this, but basically this command here removes the leaves, look. That's what I've set up. So let me just spawn in a oak sapling here, and I didn't even give myself any bone meal. There we go, we got 64 pieces of bone meal here. So if I grow this tree, this little lumberjack will actually break the logs. But I've put these glass blocks 9 blocks above it just to stop big trees growing, basically. Because unfortunately, well, this thing works, as you can see, but if trees get a bit too big, it kind of doesn't work. So you've got to make sure if you are, you know, whenever this does come out, whenever, you've got to do it like this, okay? Now, the only one that is a bit weird is acacia and dark oak, because the way the trees grow, unfortunately. So I can't really do a lot about that, but I know dark oak is a fan favorite. But as you can see, if I do this one, eventually it will grow. Okay, I think I might have to remove everything. There we go. And there we go. So you can actually grow spruce quite small, look, and birch as well. I'll just do that one just to show you. There we go. So that's kind of how that works. Again, with the transporter, you can just set this up. If you call it a lumberjack, all of the items get teleported to this. And then you can obviously, you know, set this up with conveyor belts. If I break this, I'll show you. But it ain't going to be renamed anymore. Ah! There we go. I'll just give myself 200 XP. And now we can actually rename this to a lumberjack. Again, I am subject to change this, but I think I will be better with tags. But as you can see, I've called that a lumberjack, and we still got ourselves a oak sapling here. So if I just place this here and literally grow this, it'll get teleported to the transporter. And then obviously, because that's on a conveyor belt, it's going to go over here, and you can set it all up to be automatic, apart from you have to kind of grow the trees. That is the only problem there. Whereas this one, you can obviously just leave it going. The similar sort of thing with the mob farm and you know, this. So there is 6 new blocks in this as well. They're mainly only for making and giving to the token assembler, but you can give them to the, you know, you can build with them if you really want to. This is the copper block. It's basically a retexture of the iron block. Again, these are kind of just subject to change. I'm kind of just made these up quite quickly just to test. This is a slate block. I really don't like that. I think it's ugly as hell. Tin block. The amber block needs work as well. And then we just got a ruby, which is a recolored emerald basically for now. Again, I need to actually make real textures here. I kind of just done these as placeholders, if that makes sense. But as you can see, these can all be turned down into their normal form. So we've got rubies here. And then if you do this, you get amber look. You get tin ingots. You can't get slate black back, sorry. You get titanium ingots, and you get some copper ingots there. But guys, that is pretty much it for now. What do you think? Automation is key. I'm absolutely having a blast making this stuff. And if you've got any other suggestions, let them know down below in the comment section. But yes, that is pretty much it for now. Obviously, we still got all these crazy conveyor belts and stuff I've made. You know, like the light speed one. There's just so much you can do with this. I'm thinking about making some sort of like mob fan. Although it might be kind of pointless because you can just put mobs on, you know, on the mob conveyor belt if you think about it. So maybe not. I don't know. There's so much I could do with this, you know. The options are limitless. Let's have a look here. So this is 8x2s. Let's see how much stuff we got here. Quite a lot, but it looks like a lot, but it's not, is it? Look, amber shards. Let's take these. Go in here. Chuck all these in here. Yeah, it's only 2, and they're not going to be very valuable in the token assembler, essentially. Hopefully you remember about all that with the different ratings of handmade tokens and stuff. But anyway, bit of a long video there, guys, but I hope that you really liked it. Take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye!